Good evening and Happy New Year. I'm Pedro Hazel Jr.
Happy New Year. I'm Steve Ferguson.
Welcome to another edition of the PedroFergie Sportscorner. Hope you had a great holiday season, whatever holiday you celebrate. We apologize for the technical issues concerning the abbreviated last show we did. Anyway, tonight we'll be discussing the Mets, Jets, Giants, and more. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. The internet address is youtube.com/@PedroFergie Sportscorner. That's all one word. Again, it's youtube.com/@PedroFergie Sportscorner. In the latest state of Steven Stern's Mets saga, the Mets have a few players they say they're interested in. Say.
That's the key word, say.
I've been hearing a number of players the Mets are interested in getting, including Framber Valdez, Ranger Suarez, Eugenio Suarez, third base designated hitter. Ranger Suarez is left-handed pitcher playing for the Phillies, and Framber Valdez plays for the Astros. And, of course, the never-ending talk about Cody Bellinger and Tariq Skubal. Do you think now we have this general manager who just talks
Yes.
a lot. What do you think, Steve?
I think the reality is starting to set in for him. He knows now he has less than 2 months to do it. We're in 2026. And for those of you who see Facebook as much as I have, you're almost sick to your stomach.
Yeah, tell me about it.
This is probably the most lengthy version I've ever seen of Facebook with rumors about what the Mets are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, I am sick of the rumors. I want some players in here.
Yes.
I want them now. I'm tired of this guy dragging our feet all through the mud.
Mm-hmm.
I want, and I'll tell you, I do want Cody Bellinger. He is a great talent. We need him. He can play 4 different positions, including first base, where we have Polanco. Well, let me tell you about Jorge Polanco. He played 1 game at first base, and you talk about run prevention. Are you out of your mind?
Tell me
you want
about
run
it.
prevention? You better get this guy.
Tell me
Cody
about it.
Bellinger. And then we need starting pitchers with more experience. I mean, McLean looks like the real deal. He might be the second or third best pitcher if they get these veteran guys. But they've got to get 1 or 2 of these guys in here. I'm tired of hearing about Framber Valdez. He won 13 games last year for the Astros. And I'm tired of hearing about Ranger Suarez. He had a better ERA than Framber Valdez. And I believe he won 13 games. Those are aces. And maybe you add that Freddie Peralta. That's another one if you can't get these 2.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, David Stearns, I'm fed up with you. I need to see action. We're talking about January 3rd. We're not going to waste the whole offseason waiting for you. Get it done before somebody takes both of those pitchers off the market, and then you'll be forced to sign Freddie Peralta or some lesser pitcher. And I'm tired of it. We need starting pitchers.
Less of only about a month and change for pitchers and catchers.
Yes.
Indeed.
And our offense, let me tell you, with no Pete Alonso or Nimmo here, this offense will be garbage by the time the season starts. And I'm going to tell Met fans what I think. This team, based on what I'm seeing now, will finish 70 wins and dead last.
Mm-hmm.
Get it done, buddy, because this person will not be at most Met games. As I told you, I will be in more Cyclones games than Mets games, with the exception of either Pete Alonso or Edwin Diaz. I don't plan
being
on
in the
going.
game. Yeah.
Maybe the Yankee-Met game. I had a friend who asked me about it the other day, and I said to him, I'm so pissed at you, Stearns. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm even going to go to that.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I don't think we have a chance in hell of winning those games.
No,
we better get serious, because there are teams looking for Bellinger right now, and the Giants are one of them, and they need somebody.
And the Yankees, of course, are going to try to get him back.
And
Tell me about why not?
They haven't done much either, by the way, to Yankee fans, but they have the money to get this guy right off the market and sign him back.
Yep.
You know what people fail to realize about Cody Bellinger? He was their second biggest power hitter on their team.
Yes, he was.
Only Aaron Judge. And people ask you, oh, do they have anybody else who can play with Aaron Judge? They may not have Juan Soto, but they sure as hell had Cody Bellinger.
That's right.
And they can easily get him back off the market. The more crap that goes on, they might say, Cody Bellinger, 7-year deal, X amount of money. What do you want?
Yeah.
Because they have the money, and so do we. But we're playing cheap, and we're going to pay for this.
That's for sure.
And I'm tired of seeing our team have to go through this.
I mean, just totally agonizing. I mean, it's like you figure, wow, Steve Cohen owning the team. You figure, we're going to finally get respect along baseball and everything.
Well, for a couple of years we did.
Now that's all become a nightmare.
Yeah, because of the casino. Listen, Steve, let me tell you something. I liked you and trusted you when you took over this team, but my trust is fading. And I'll tell you why. Because when this casino came along, you forgot to do everything with this ball club. Mm-hmm. You're letting this David Stearns, who they claim is a great GM, well, guess what? You're not in Milwaukee anymore. This is you were
New York City.
You did this for 7 years in Milwaukee. Well, you know what, buddy? You can't do this in New York because New Yorkers will strangle you for doing it. We are fed up with what you're doing to our ball club, and you better get it straight. I don't want to see my ball club finish less, and I think they will do that with all the rumors going on. This is worse than the Wilpons, what you're doing to our ball club.
Tell me about it.
You have ruined, you have taken every fiber out of this ball club and shredded it up. Every person on this team that mattered, from Pete Alonso to Diaz to Nimmo to McNeil. I'm fed up. I want to see change. I want some people in here. Granted, you're going to have to spend some money. But you know what? Maybe if you do that, maybe Met fans like me will say, all right, you did give up some talent. You did give up stars. We hate the fact that you did it. But you've at least replaced them with some players who are close to what those guys can do. But if you don't do it, people like me are going to tell you right now, we're not coming to your ballpark to see a damn game because we're fed up with you and we want you out of here. And you know what? If you win 70 games this year, that's where you're going, out.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
right.
I want to see that happen if you don't get us anybody.
That's right. But anyway, away from the Mets and on to another major situation. The Jets at 3-13 are facing a major decision. Should Aaron Glenn stay or be fired after this season? The Jets got creamed last Sunday, 42-10 by the division-leading 13-3 New England Patriots at MetLife Stadium Sunday, losing their fourth straight game. Right. Drake May, the Patriots' new Tom Brady, went 19 for 21.
That's a nice way of putting it.
19 for 21, 256 yards, 5 touchdowns. Meanwhile, the Jets' Brady Cook was 19 for 33 and threw for 152 yards and 1 interception. The running back for the game, Breece Hall, he ran for the only touchdown the Jets got. And now he only ran for the only touchdown. Now he's out with a knee injury, which means, and they're going to Buffalo tomorrow tomorrow afternoon, which means probably another blowout, pretty much similar to the New England blowout.
Although the one hope they have with the Bills is their defense has not been close to up to par, and I think their window is starting to close as a playoff team. But they're not at the point of desperation. They're a good team. They'll probably win their 12th game tomorrow, I would say almost assuredly, based on the roster we have. But I've been thinking about Aaron Glenn a lot lately.
Yeah.
There was a point when they had won their third game after being 0-7. I really thought, okay, maybe this guy saved his job. When he won his first 2 games, I said, there's hope. They beat Cincinnati. That's a tough team. They've had some really high-scoring affairs. That's a team I feel sorry for. But the Jets actually beat them. And that was a sign of maybe there's hope. Then they did something that no Giant fan certainly thought was going to happen. They actually surpassed the Giants in wins.
Yeah.
They got their third win before the Giants even were close to getting their third win. Yeah. So then I said, maybe he's safe for this year. But let me say this. That's changed. This man has lost 4 games in a row. And I'll tell you what really bothers me. This is the second game where you've allowed a young quarterback to get not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns against your defense. Let me tell you, if you forget, Trevor Lawrence, who the Jets almost got a few years ago in the draft, that's another story. Then we know why they didn't. But the point is, he threw for 5 touchdowns against the Jets. And you know who did it the other day? That was Drake May. 5 touchdowns in his second year. Trevor Lawrence did it in his third year. What's happened to our defense? I know we weren't that good, but we've been embarrassed the last few weeks.
And at home, on top of it.
And at home. I understand it's the New England Patriots, and I know they've had our number for God knows how long.
And they're back again.
They're back again. And they recovered in less than 2 years. They've turned it around. It's amazing what a good coach does for a team.
Yes, indeed.
You see, when you have a Mike Vrabel, when you have a Ben Johnson, you can take a team that's on the bottom and turn them around. But I don't think Aaron Glenn has a clue what to do with this team. I understand we've got injuries. I understand we're missing Garrett Wilson, our one and only receiver that we have. He's been out for weeks. Breece Hall, the best running back this team has, they may have to pay him $14 million to keep him as a franchise player. But you know what? I'll do it because we don't have anybody else.
Yeah.
We have crap for tight ends. We have an average at quarterback. Forget it. We need one so badly. I've got to ask honestly, Pedro, how is it that Woody Johnson and Aaron Glenn agreed to let Aaron Rodgers walk out the door and bring in Justin Fields, who we know is garbage as an NFL player?
I don't know. I mean, yes, the Jets finished 5-12 last season with him, but still, you know, the Jets last season had all kind of injuries and stuff like that.
We did. But at least Aaron Rodgers gave you hope for the future.
Yeah.
People forget Aaron Rodgers threw 28 touchdown passes for this garbage franchise and only 5 interceptions last year.
And that's incredible. 28 touchdowns and 5 interceptions despite the record.
Yeah. So what does that tell me? They were too quick to get rid of him.
Yeah.
They should have, because we knew we didn't have a veteran or an even younger quarterback. They should have held on to this guy for another year. That would have given them time to maybe get a good quarterback in the draft and have him watch Aaron Rodgers and develop. Now, because they got rid of him last year, we had to start over yet again. Justin Fields, I'm sorry, I don't know what they saw in him. And people told me, oh, he played for the Steelers and he was good the second half. Well, I've got news for you. He is garbage. And I'll tell you what, when you can't even throw the ball as a quarterback, you are less than a third-string quarterback. You should be on the taxi squad because all you can do is run. I don't need that. And neither do the rest of us who are Jet fans. We need somebody who understands where a good quarterback is in the draft and develop him. Now, I don't want to see another Zach Wilson scenario. That was garbage in its own right.
Another one, yeah.
But here's the difference. At least with Zach Wilson, you can say they shouldn't have put him on the starting field in the first year.
Yeah.
He should have been watching somebody else, maybe Aaron Rodgers when he was here.
Yeah.
He should have been developing under that. The mistake the Jets make over and over and over is they throw these quarterbacks from the college ranks to the wolves. Well, you can't do that unless their names are Dan Marino or someone of that caliber. You cannot throw
even Caleb Williams needed a season to get himself together. And even there, the first seeding, he was pretty decent. Yeah. Just a bad team, you know.
Had a bad team, bad offensive line.
Different coach, yeah.
And they had a guy named Eberflus, who I think is a horrible coach. He's a backup coach, I think, on the offense with Dallas these days. But they brought in Ben Johnson. How did we know Ben Johnson was going to be this good his first year? Yeah. He has taken a quarterback who was borderline a bust in his first year and made him a star. I don't know if Aaron Glenn can do that, and I question whether he can. Yeah,
Aaron Glenn is not
he's not a star coach.
No, he's not. Well, it's not a star coach. But he's not now.
It's not an offensive mind.
No. I was thinking the Come on. The Pittsburgh coach.
Right. He's not Mike Tomlin.
He's not Mike Tomlin.
See, what they need to do, reality, in my opinion, they need to definitely draft a good quarterback, whether that's Mendoza or the guy who played at Vanderbilt. There's another one at Oregon, by the way, a black quarterback named Moore, and he's another one who has very good possibility. There's another guy they haven't talked about much, and if the Jets fall to the level where they can't get these three, think about Trinidad Chambliss. You heard me. This quarterback can throw and run, and he's gutsy, and he looks like he could be a potential.
What team is he?
He's playing? I believe he's with Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay.
He is having a great year. This guy came from, I think, somewhere in
Jackson Dart came from Ole Miss, too.
Yes, he did.
Interesting.
This quarterback, I've seen him a few times.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with his ability to run and throw. He looks like he could be a good first, second round quarterback. And if the Jets fail to get one of the other three I mentioned, whether it's Mendoza or Moore or the guy Pavia, that's the guy Pavia who played at Vanderbilt, they should look into getting this guy. He could be a real sleeper in this draft. But the first thing they need to do, they need to get not one but two veteran quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I like Tyrod Taylor. I just wish he could stay healthy.
Yeah.
But I would keep him as a backup just to help the development of the new quarterback.
Yeah.
I think there's a guy that I like that the Giants have, Jameis Winston. Interesting name, huh?
Interesting, yeah.
Because Jameis Winston is going to be a free agent. If
Ah.
I'm the Jets, I have to think about getting him as one of my backups.
Mm-hmm.
This guy can still throw and still run and make plays. At least he provides some semblance of an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, they need to have two of those, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Then they need to let whoever this veteran young quarterback is going to be sit for a couple of years and develop.
Yeah.
Even Patrick Mahomes sat for a year.
Yeah.
You need to develop these guys, sit them down, let them see what's going on the field, let them learn. And I would consider getting rid of the offensive coordinator. And I know he's a young guy, but we really could use a Cliff Kingsbury, somebody with experience who knows how to run an offense. Because I don't think Aaron Glenn has a clue. He was a good defensive back for years in the NFL. He's been a defensive coach for years in the NFL, but he's never been a head coach. And you need to get somebody in here who knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury, you can say what you want as a head coach, and he was the coach of the Arizona Cardinals, but he actually got that team into the playoffs a couple of times. They had Kyler Murray, which he's thought of as garbage in the NFL now.
Yeah.
But a couple of years ago when he was the head coach, he made him a much better player than he probably would have been.
Yeah.
So they need to develop these quarterbacks better.
Yeah.
And they definitely have to draft better. I don't want to see this team passing up on back-to-back tight ends who are the best in college.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I don't like what they did last year or the year before. They had there was a tight end this year, Warren, who played at Penn State, and the year before there was another one who plays for the Raiders. These two were the best tight ends in football and the college draft. And do you think the Jets picked them? Of course not. We have to get our act together in this draft. And one other thing, Jets, how about spending some money and getting some stars? You don't have to do it all through the draft. Spend some money. You've got enough of it. Do it.
For a free agent,
We haven't been
Keep
to the
Brees Hall,
playoffs. We haven't been to the playoffs in 15 years. Sound the alarm, man.
Now it's 16.
Let's get serious. This is year 16. Woody Johnson, you're out of your mind as an owner if you don't think this matters. It matters a lot. And I'm going to tell Aaron Glenn, you may not have your job at the end of this year with the things I'm telling you. Your job, as far as I'm concerned, is you're on the hot seat right now for me.
That's right.
I don't know if I'd get rid of you, but I would tell you to your face, you get one more year to do this job.
Yep.
And you better get us into the playoffs.
Yeah.
That will take every bit of energy they have, but I think it's time.
Yep. Yeah. Meanwhile, the 3-13 Giants end their season hosting the 7-8-1 Dallas Cowboys at MetLife. They won or lost, depending on your point of view, the number one pit ball to the Raiders, who are 2-14, 34-10 in Las Vegas, snapping their 9-game losing streak. who do you think the Giants should get as coach? We've mentioned a couple of times, a couple of names.
Well, obviously, one name that everybody's been talking about is Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin.
I think a lot depends on this Steelers-Ravens game tomorrow. One of those coaches probably will not be there.
Yeah.
But I also think Harbaugh would be an excellent coach. He's coached the Ravens for 18 years.
Man, 18 years. Yeah. He's been that
Tomlin's
long.
Been there 19 and he's been there 18. So these are guys.
Battle of the long-time coaches.
Absolutely.
Probably the longest tenured coaches in the NFL right now.
I think they are. And he's got a probably much different style than Tomlin, but he's an effective head coach. I think he could really help this team out a lot. But I would also say, and this is a name that I thought the Jets would have been linked to last year, McCarthy, the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Now, he gets mixed reviews. Some people say he's a disciplinarian and he's tough on his players. Others say he's very, not lax, but very easygoing and easy to work with. But he's coached for 12 years.
Yeah.
He's another coach they have to consider. Now, I know they had talked about Marcus Freeman, the Notre Dame head coach. He's not going anywhere.
No.
They definitely could go the college route and draft somebody out of that. I don't really know who they should get out of that group now. I think I'll tell you another name, and he may be a good coach for the Jets if they decide to get rid of the one they have. And it's a name that a lot of New York people remember, and both the Jets and Giants might benefit from a return for Pete Carroll.
Interesting.
Now, Pete Carroll's had a horrible year with the Raiders. We know that. But Pete Carroll was also very successful in Seattle. He came close to winning 2 Super Bowls. He won 1.
Yeah.
He was a huge star at USC, 10-year phenomenal head coach there. How do I know? That's his team in mind in college.
Yeah.
So we need
USC.
to start looking beyond the box. But I knew the Giants definitely need a head coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can go.
They have to get a help. Yeah. Well, they have to get one anyway.
They have to get one, and they have to get the right one.
Yeah.
Because you've got a quarterback here who has the potential to be a major star if you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the Giants are on the verge of turning this team around. They do have a good running back in Scatterbo. They have a good one in Tracy. They have a very good wide receiver who needs to stay healthy, and his name is escaping me right now. But this team has some pieces to build around, more than the Jets have. So now they've got to find somebody who can mesh that together and strengthen it. They may need a tough coach, maybe a Tomlin, maybe somebody like that will do it. Maybe it'll be a more easygoing coach who will respect the players. And one other name to remember in this group, and this name will blow your mind. How about Andy Reid coming back to the East Coast?
Interesting.
Remember, he coached the Eagles, and he got
them to won a Super Bowl with them.
Won a Super Bowl with them. Now his team is starting to break apart.
Yeah,
with Mahomes,
the Chiefs. Being
out until the beginning of next season with a serious Achilles heel problem. Their defense has fallen apart. They don't seem to have the pizzazz they had for a long time. They had it for 10 years. They dominated that division. I think that's a call I would make to Kansas City also. I think they could consider getting him to come here.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Very. So there are some names out here for both teams they can really look into.
Yeah.
But I think the Giants are just a shade ahead of the Jets in development.
At this time, yeah.
But we need to see what both of these teams are going to do.
Yeah. Sorry for the brain fart early in the show. But anyway, speaking of the Jets game last Sunday, viewers here in the New York metropolitan area were stuck with the completely pathetic Jets game, while the more interesting and exciting game between the Steelers and home team Cleveland Browns game was on, with the Steelers losing to the Browns 13-6, forcing a division matchup between the Steelers and 8-8 Ravens, by the Steelers at 9-7, in Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football tomorrow night. However, the CBS channel did not show any game, while the Fox channel aired the Jets game. If I recall, NFL rules require viewers air the local game. If we're not correct about that, please let us know. But I remember Joe had said in the original show, on the Sportsline show, he had mentioned that a number of times.
That's a friend of ours we used to work with.
Friend of ours, Joe Mahan, from way back when, from our show we did back in the 2000s. But anyway, he would always complain that, even though there were more interesting games and more interesting games that are on, since New York had two teams, we were stuck with the New York teams. And then when they were bad, we had to watch those games instead of the more interesting games.
Which seems to always be the case, by the way, that the Jets and Giants are the bad teams.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you how annoyed I was based on this. When it was 42-3 and the Jets were getting crushed, I said, why am I watching any of this?
Yeah.
This is garbage. I was looking for that Cleveland Ravens game. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, because a friend asked us about it.
Yes.
And I told him, the game wasn't on. We were stuck with the Jets game. It's like,
right.
I mean, what was up with that?
I mean, our friend lives closer to Philadelphia.
Area.
Him.
He was able to get that game.
You know what I did when that game was on, when it was 42-3? I decided I'm taking a nap. I went to sleep for 2 hours. When I woke up, I was watching that Bills-Eagles game. I was so annoyed that they put this game on, this garbage that we saw of the Jets against a team that dominates and crushes the Jets most of the time, and did it again right in our faces in the New York market. At home. Right. It wasn't worth it, Jet fans. I hope a lot of you did what I did. Just say the hell with it, go to sleep, get your extra rest, and get up later in the day.
Yeah.
Because that was a humongously bad game.
That
might have been the Jets' worst game of the year.
Yeah, worst game in a long time.
Yeah.
In a while. Yeah.
So
definitely the worst game of the season.
Yeah. And both these teams really need to say their prayers, because New York football has been the worst football in the
last few years.
Yeah, in the NFL by far.
Yeah.
It's frustrating as hell.
Right up there with the Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's frustrating to watch a team like the Jets. I know they haven't been bad all the time. We remember the playoff game they were in 2001. Yes, I was there and so was he. I swear to God, there was a playoff game, and we actually beat up on the Colts when they had Peyton Manning at quarterback. It does happen once in a while. Maybe that was a miracle for them. But 16 years of this dreadful, disgusting football has got to end. And Woody Johnson, you need your brain examined if you think I'm going to enjoy watching year 17 of this. I'm not. I've had enough of this. I'm tired of it. It's almost embarrassing for me to wear a Jet jersey, a Jet cap, as my friend is doing. I've done that on the show a few times. But let me tell you something, Woody. That's the only time of the year that I will wear any of your merchandise until you turn this team around.
Yeah.
This team, by far, is the worst team. Don't tell me the Saints are the worst team. It's us.
Yeah.
At least with the Saints, they have a quarterback that's developing. What do I have? I have a piece of garbage by the name of Justin Fields, who, by the way, should be out of the NFL, and maybe that's exactly what they're going to do with him.
Yeah.
He has been on 3 teams already. He is 26 years old. You know what I believe? You get one more try. Because Baker Mayfield, that's an example I'll give you. He's been on 4 teams. Sam Darnold's been on 4 teams. You better figure it out, buddy. This is your last shot coming up now. And if I'm the Jets, you know what I do with him? I waive him. I don't even bother making a trade because nobody wants him. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
And start over and figure it out, because guess what? Jet fans like me are not going to be at your ballpark. I have only been to 1 Jet game since this team fell apart. 1. That exhibition game we saw against the Giants, where Russell Wilson torched them with an 80-yard bomb.
Yeah.
Okay? They got their asses whipped in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand it was exhibition, but come on.
Yeah.
Regular season game, I went to one of those about maybe 10 years ago. When they played the San Diego Chargers when they were in San Diego. Okay? I haven't seen this team for years in a postseason game. I haven't seen them in years in a regular season game.
Tell me about it.
This is the worst team. You've got to do something with this team.
Yeah.
You've got to figure it out now, because people like me are tired. Giant fans are probably close to being at that level.
That level
also.
too, yeah.
They had their one good season with Daniel Jones. And where is he now? He's not with this team anymore, is he? They nearly ruined his career. 6 years they put up with him. Why? because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you why Brian Dable isn't here, because he obviously failed to do the job also.
Yeah.
Both these teams are abysmal.
Tell
Let's go. Both of you straighten up, and you won't see me at these games until you do.
All right. For Steve Ferguson, I'm Pedro Hazel Jr. saying thanks for joining us. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. The internet address is youtube.com/@PedroFergie Sportscorner. All one word. Again, youtube.com/@PedroFergie Sportscorner. All one word. Have a good weekend, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Everyone. Happy New Year. I stuck it to them both good.